Hi, my name is Art and I teach Python, and in this video I'm going to explain you the difference between numeric data types and strings. So it sounds like a simple subject, however, based on my experience, people most of the time struggling with these different data types. Alright, so first thing first, what are the numeric data types? So in Python we have two major numeric data types. There are actually three, but these like two major numeric data types. So there are float integers, and integer is a whole number. So any whole number would be stored as an integer. So for example, x 7. All right, so x equals 7. So what we're doing here, we got a variable name, we're assigning a value. So that value, since it's a whole number, would be stored as an integer. And then there are floats. So an example of a float would be a number. Let's create a variable name y, and let's assign a value 2.5. So any number with a decimal point will be stored as a float. All right. So now you might ask me which one should you use, and the answer, it depends. It depends what you're trying to do and how you're trying to use these values down the road. So for example, if we have a bunch of people and suppose we want to split these people into two teams, it would be really silly to say, yay, 3.5 people in team A, 3.5 people in team B. So when we talk about people, we should use whole numbers, right? Integers. However, when we talk about money, and people always want to be like really precise about money, so then we should use floats. So even if it's $7 exactly, we still, on that price tag, we still want to see that 7.0. Since x and y both numeric data types, so we could do something like this. All right, x plus y. So please write it down and keep in mind that math operations would be possible only between numeric data types. Integer and integer, float and a float, or you could mix and match integers and a float. So pretty much what we're doing here on line 6. And you could actually assign it to a variable name total. All right. Now, so far so good. So that's how it works. So now total will hold that float for us, and it's 9.5. Now, the main problem starts when people trying to mix different data types. Let me show you an example. Let me clean it up a bit here. So, for example, if people do 7, which is an integer, plus 7, which is a string, right? And we immediately get this error. Don't freak out when you get an error. So they're not here to judge us, they're here to help us. And pretty much what they're trying to tell us, that you cannot use plus operator between integer and the string. That's the most important part. But what if we still need to proceed with this operation? How can we fix it? Now, I hope you remember where to find Python built-in functions. So here, there are three options what we could do. So first option, we could convert the 7, because it looks like a number, to an integer. And then we're going to get 14. So that would be one option. Another option would be to convert that 7 to a float. And you see, we immediately see that point .0, because technically what's going on under the hood is going to be 7 as an integer plus 7.0 as a float. When people see this, they say, hey, kind of cool, but how would you convert A, B, or C to numeric data type? That's not possible. So these two functions would work only if we're dealing with a string that, as a matter of fact, looks like a number, something from 0 to 9. All right. However, there is one more option, and that third option would be to take that 7 and convert it to a string. Convert it to a string. So now what's going on here? We will be concatenating these two strings because first integer is now converted to a string. So the main thing that you have to understand that all data types behave differently. And although in all these three cases we're using the same plus operation, we're getting totally different results. Please keep this in mind, and please watch my other videos about other data types, other Python built-in data types. All right, thank you.